just a quick heads up before we dive in. The story we're about to explore is incredibly disturbing and deals with violence against children, so viewer discretion is definitely advised, especially for our younger audience.
Okay, just imagine this for a second. You're at work, minding your own business, and a package shows up. But inside, it's not office supplies. It's a confession, a meticulously detailed confession to the murder of 100 children. What do you even do with that?
Well, this isn't some movie plot. This is exactly what happened on a Monday morning in Lahore, Pakistan, as the 20th century was drawing to a close. So, picture this. A heavy, bulky parcel lands on the desk of Naeem Hashmi. He's the chief editor of the Daily Jang, which is a huge newspaper in Pakistan. And this package, it's addressed to him, personally. So, Hashmi opens it and, well, the contents are just chilling. There's a handwritten letter, a really thick diary, and photos. Dozens and dozens of them. And each one is a picture of a young boy. It was basically a killer's self-made evidence kit. The letter gets right to it. The author claims he's murdered 100 boys, but he says he has absolutely zero faith in the police. He thinks they'll just cover it up. He believes only the media can get his story out there. He even says he wants to be prosecuted for his crimes. The editor doesn't hesitate. He immediately sends his best crime reporter, a guy named Jamil Chishti, to the address from the letter on Ravi Road. When Chishti gets there, the place is all locked up. But he's not about to give up. He's probably thinking it's a hoax, but he has to be sure. So he actually climbs a wall to get inside. And the very first thing he sees on the other side, it just stops him cold. It's a pile. A huge pile of children's shoes. He does a quick, frantic count and comes up with about 85 pairs. In that moment, he knows this is no longer a potential story. This is a crime scene. But the worst discovery was yet to come. In a back room, Chishti finds two massive industrial drums. When he manages to pry one open, the chemical fumes actually burn his hands. And when he peers inside, he sees something unspeakable, dissolving human remains. The letter, every horrifying word of it, was real. As you can imagine, this news just explodes across Pakistan. It creates this massive wave of panic and horror, and everyone is asking the exact same question. Who is Javed Iqbal? I mean, who could possibly do something like this? Turns out, Javed Iqbal wasn't some ghost. He was born into a pretty well-off family in Lahore. His dad had even set him up with his own steel business. But Iqbal had a very dark history of hiring and abusing young boys, often enabled by a society that, frankly, tended to look the other way. And here's the thing, he'd been caught before. After a religious organization accused him, he was arrested, convicted of abuse, and sentenced to jail time and 100 lashes. Okay, pay close attention here. I need you to remember that number, 100. It is the absolute key to this entire horrifying story. So after he was released, Iqbal just continued his predatory behavior. But then something happened that completely changed him. Something that turned him from a serial abuser into one of history's most prolific serial killers. This right here was the turning point. On September 17, 1998, two boys that Iqbal had brought to his home attacked him. They beat him so badly he was in the hospital for 3 weeks. And as he was lying there, he just watched his mother weeping by his bedside day after day. He claimed that her grief was just too much for her to handle, and shortly after he recovered, she passed away. And in his twisted mind, a vow began to form. He blamed those two boys for his mother's death, and he decided he was going to get a terrible, symbolic revenge. His mission? To make 100 other mothers feel the exact same pain his mother had felt. And so he began what he called his mission. Over just 147 days, he systematically lured, abused, and murdered 100 boys. Most of them were runaways he found at bus stands and mosques. And each murder followed this horrifying ritual. He'd take their photograph, give them a final meal, strangle them, and then dissolve their bodies in acid, leaving no trace. And he documented all of it in his diary. So after he mailed that confession, Iqbal claimed in his letter that he tried to commit suicide by jumping into a river. But a month went by, and nothing. No national manhunt, no credit given. For a guy with his ego, that was unacceptable. He needed the world to know his name. So on the second to last day of the year, a man just walks right into the Daily Jang offices. He announces he knows where to find Javed Iqbal. Then he removes a cloth from his face and says, "I am Javaid Iqbal." He surrendered, not to the police he despised, but to the media he trusted to make him famous. In court, Iqbal showed zero remorse. He was even smiling for the cameras. The judge, facing a crime that was just unimaginable in scale, handed down a sentence of almost biblical proportions. It was a perfect, horrifying mirror of Iqbal's own methods, and it was to be carried out publicly, in front of the parents of his victims. But that sentence was never carried out. Almost 2 years later, before his appeal could even be heard, Javaid Iqbal was found dead in his prison cell. It was an apparent suicide. He completely escaped the justice that was designed specifically for him. But this whole horrifying saga, it really hinges on one single obsessive detail. One number that drove his planning, his murders, and his final confession. Why not 99 or 101? Why did he stop so precisely at 100? I mean, his stated motive was to make 100 mothers cry, but the real root of that number, it goes so much deeper than that. Remember that number from his first conviction? The sentence he got for his early crimes of abuse? Well, the answer was right there all along, hiding in plain sight from the very beginning of his criminal career. You see, his vow to make 100 mothers cry wasn't just about his mother's death. That was only the catalyst. The target, the number itself, was his twisted revenge against the state. One boy for every single lash he was sentenced to receive. The entire massacre was a grotesque retaliation for his punishment. The story of Javaid Iqbal is a dark testament to how predators exploit the most vulnerable children in society, the runaways, the poor, the unseen. It leaves us with a critical question. How do we do a better job of protecting the most vulnerable among us? The first step is often the most difficult one. It's having those conversations about safety and awareness, and making sure every child knows that they have a voice that will always be heard.